Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday the 18th. I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So Andrew Bailey's been on. He's optimistic about the vaccines, but he sees plenty of uncertainty ahead, both from the lockdown restrictions and indeed from the Brexit negotiations. Business investments have been lower, which has caused a bit of a slowdown in productivity, but he hopes that the vaccine will help business kick on and pick up their original investment plans. The Brexit talks have resumed, apparently this time without constraints over time. Well, apart from, of course, December 31st, that time constraint is pretty clear. But it's been reported that the European Parliament has December the 28th in the diary for a vote on any agreement. I hope that's just a formality. Could you imagine after all this time, we get a deal done, only for the European Parliament to decide suddenly, nah, don't fancy it. Surely not. The markets do think there'll be a deal though. They're only pricing in about 20% chance of a no deal outcome. And sterling is holding steady for the time being. Potentially waiting for something more concrete on the Brexit front before pushing higher. We saw 132.75 against the dollar yesterday, which is about where we opened today. US retail sales were lower in October. Yes, this was widely expected due to COVID concerns and indeed due to the lack of a pandemic relief package, and sure enough the consumers have stayed away. Hope is that they're keeping their powder dry ahead of the holiday period and Black Friday next week, but fears are growing that the recovery could hit the buffers, leaving Powell, of course, to tell Congress, "I told you so." Indeed, he was on yesterday. He spoke of his concerns that the recovery is slowing and that consumers may be losing confidence in the government, meaning that they'll likely rein in spending even further until they're more certain of the future outlook. But dear old Donald won't be worried about any of that. He's all about the Georgia recount right now after firing his election security chief for contradicting his claims of voter fraud. Good old man, Donald. In the Eurozone, it might be tricky to get Hungary and Poland to remove their veto without compromise, so expect that story to run for a while yet. But the Euro shrugged it off for now, focusing instead on the vaccine. Euro-dollar continued a slow and steady ascent, and we touched 118.95 before closing slightly lower. We opened at 118.85 this morning. Right, that's it from me. Have a wonderful day in the sunshine. Join me again tomorrow.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.